Have you ever thought about what you would do if you couldn't rely on the supermarket for your food? In an era of increasing self-sufficiency, survival gardening emerges as a key skill set for those seeking to secure their food supply. More than traditional gardening, survival gardening focuses on creating a sustainable food source capable of weathering unpredictable circumstances. At the heart of survival gardening are heirloom seeds, treasured for their resilience and adaptability. By diversifying crops, gardeners can guard against diseases or pests that could wipe out a single plant type. Space constraints? No problem. Vertical gardening techniques optimize upward space, while companion planting provides natural pest control. Incorporating permaculture principles allows for the creation of self-sustaining ecosystems, while rainwater harvesting techniques conserve water. And let's not forget about soil health and raised beds, both crucial for a thriving garden. Stick around to learn the essential steps in creating a survival garden that can withstand adversity and sustain your nutritional needs. If you want to start a survival garden, you need to start with the right seeds. Heirloom seeds are the cornerstone of survival gardening. These are not just any seeds, but the legacy of generations, carefully selected over time for their superior traits. They are treasured for their resilience and adaptability, traits that are essential when the aim is to create a sustainable food source capable of weathering unpredictable challenges. But what sets heirloom seeds apart is their open pollination characteristics. This means that these seeds can be saved and replanted season after season, allowing the garden to adapt and thrive in its unique environment. This is not just about nurturing plants for today. It's about ensuring that you have seeds for future cultivation. In essence, when you embrace heirloom seeds, you're not just planting a garden, you're laying the foundation for a food source that can sustain you and your loved ones through thick and thin. Remember, embracing heirloom seeds is about securing food not just for today, but for the future. In survival gardening, never put all your eggs in one basket. This adage is the perfect way to introduce the principle of diversification in survival gardening. Just like a wise investor diversifies their portfolio to mitigate risk, a savvy survival gardener cultivates a variety of crops to safeguard against the potential devastation of diseases or pests attacking a single plant type. Imagine the catastrophe if you planted only tomatoes and a blight wiped out your entire crop. But if you also had beans, peas, squash, and cabbages growing, you'd still be able to harvest food. This strategy of diversification doesn't just act as a backup plan, but also ensures a balanced and nutritious diet. Think of it as a botanical insurance policy, insulating you from the unpredictability of nature. By growing different types of crops, you're not just preparing for the unexpected, but you're also creating a robust and resilient garden ecosystem. By diversifying your garden, you are creating a safety net against unpredictable challenges. No space for a garden? Look up. This is where vertical gardening comes into play, a brilliant solution to the bane of space constraints. But it's not just about saving space. Vertical gardening can also help prevent plant diseases and improve air circulation. It's a breath of fresh air, quite literally. Imagine this. Instead of sprawling outwards, your garden reaches towards the sky, using every bit of available vertical space. It's like turning your garden into a high-rise building, where every floor is a fresh burst of green. This upward expansion not only makes for a visually pleasing garden, but also promotes healthier plants. By growing vertically, you allow air to circulate freely around your plants. This improved airflow is a natural deterrent for many plant diseases, as it helps to keep the leaves dry and less prone to fungal infections. So, don't let limited space deter you from creating your survival garden. Vertical gardening allows you to grow more in less space, making it a perfect solution for urban dwellers. Nature has its own pest management system, and it's called companion planting. In this ingenious system, certain plant combinations naturally repel pests, providing a protective shield for your crops without the need for chemical interventions. Imagine an invisible army of protectors, warding off invaders right at the garden's front line. Take, for instance, the Three Sisters method, an age-old practice that beautifully illustrates this natural pest control mechanism. Corn, beans, and squash are grown together in a symbiotic relationship. The corn stalks serve as a natural trellis for the beans to climb, while the squash with its prickly leaves deters pests. The beans, in return, enrich the soil with nitrogen, benefiting all three crops. Companion planting is not just about pest control. It also offers a diversified crop yield, enhancing the resilience of your survival garden. By understanding the relationships between different plants, you can create a natural defense against pests. Want a garden that takes care of itself? Consider permaculture. This approach to gardening is all about designing self-sustaining ecosystems that mimic nature. It's about observing and understanding the natural conditions of your garden, then using that knowledge to create a balanced, thriving ecosystem. The principles of permaculture encourage biodiversity, promoting a variety of plants and animals to coexist harmoniously. This diversity fosters resilience, as each organism plays a unique role in maintaining the health and balance of the ecosystem. Permaculture also advocates for the conservation of resources. It's about utilizing the garden's existing resources efficiently and sustainably, reducing waste and environmental impact. Soil health is a fundamental aspect of permaculture. Healthy soil teeming with beneficial microorganisms supports robust plant growth and enhances the garden's resilience against pests and diseases. By embracing permaculture principles, you're not just cultivating a garden, but nurturing an ecosystem. It's a holistic approach that goes beyond mere gardening, fostering a symbiotic relationship between all life forms in the garden. Permaculture is all about working with nature, not against it. Water is life, especially in a garden. In survival gardening, water conservation is paramount. As our world grows more parched, it's crucial to make every drop count. One such way to achieve this is through rainwater harvesting, an ancient technique that's gaining renewed relevance in our modern era. Rainwater harvesting serves a dual purpose. First, it reduces reliance on municipal water sources, which might not always be available or reliable. Second, it provides your garden with a natural irrigation option, free of the chemicals often found in tap water. Think of rainwater as nature's own irrigation system, nurturing your plants while conserving this precious resource. It's a win-win situation. Your plants get the hydration they need, and you contribute to water conservation efforts. Investing in a rainwater harvesting system is an investment in self-sufficiency and sustainability. It's about ensuring that your garden can weather any storm and thrive in the face of adversity. Remember, every drop counts. Make the most of the rainwater you receive. A healthy garden starts with healthy soil. It may sound simple, but in essence, it's a profound truth of gardening. Soil health is the unsung hero of every thriving garden, silently working beneath the surface, nurturing and nourishing your plants. Imagine soil as the kitchen of your garden, where all the magic happens. It's where plants get their nutrients, and it's the medium where roots establish and spread. To ensure a strong and healthy growth, it's crucial to give your soil the attention it deserves. Enter mulching and composting, two practices that are pivotal in maintaining soil health. Mulching is like a protective blanket for your soil, helping to suppress weeds, retain moisture, and regulate temperature. On the other hand, composting is the process of recycling organic matter into nutrient-rich soil. It's like creating a gourmet meal for your plants. These practices ensure that your soil remains fertile, structurally sound, and teeming with life. By focusing on soil health, you're laying the foundation for a bountiful harvest. Raise your garden, and you'll raise your chances of success. That's the philosophy behind raised bed gardening. This method presents an elevated solution to common gardening challenges, offering a myriad of benefits that can significantly boost your garden's productivity. One of the key advantages of raised beds is improved drainage. With the soil lifted above ground level, excess water has an easier time escaping, preventing waterlogged roots and fostering healthier plants. Alongside this, raised beds promote better aeration, ensuring your plant's roots have access to the vital oxygen they need to thrive. But the benefits don't stop at the roots. Raised beds also make the gardener's life a little easier. With a higher planting surface, there's less need for bending and stooping, reducing back strain and making maintenance tasks more manageable. And when it comes to sustainability, raised beds shine. construct them from sustainable materials, and enrich them with organic matter to create a thriving microenvironment. Raised beds can be a game changer, making gardening easier and more productive. Survival gardening is more than just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. Throughout our journey together, we've dug deep into the essence of survival gardening, from the resilient heirloom seeds that anchor our gardens and our futures, to the wisdom of diversification and the creativity of vertical gardening. We've learned to work in harmony with nature through companion planting and natural pest control, and embrace the principles of permaculture to create self-sustaining ecosystems. We've recognized the importance of conserving water, the lifeblood of our gardens, and understood how to build the foundation of a thriving garden with healthy soil. We've also explored the elevated solutions of raised beds, offering both practicality and productivity. As we close this guide, remember the core principle of survival gardening: self-sufficiency. It's about embracing a lifestyle that ensures food security and sustainability. Remember, your survival garden is your lifeline. Nurture it well, and it will nurture you in return.